day 13. I was wrong. It's not actually day 14 or 13. It's day 15. And I reckon that we ought to talk about it and get into the details of it. That was so good. No other American can do an Australian accent like I can. That was good. Let's get started. Physique check. I'm a little pissed. I weighed myself. I'm not like 168. I'm a little leaner. I don't have I remember I had a little bit of belly fat there, but now I don't because I'm leaner. I'm fine with that. Strength is still strength is still there. I don't look bad, so I'm fine with that. It's just a number on the scale, you know. So, went to Equinox last night and went in person, spoke to some guy and girl in the front desk. She texted like the head coach guy that handles like recruiting new personal trainers and stuff. I should be getting a text today. But I don't know, it's in the Lord's hands right now. So, really what I'm looking for is just a clear answer. I need a yes or a no. If it's a yes, then I feel pretty clear on, okay, well, this is what I ought to do and this is where I'm going to go. But if I get a no, which I wouldn't be surprised if I got a no, just because that's how God works. If I got a no, then I'm pretty confused then. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. Like, do I work at Orange Theory? Do I try to get my certification? I'm not staying at the school. I don't want to stay at the school. I don't make enough money, like nearly enough money. I kind of want to start specifying now, like, you know, getting more specific with my career and stuff. So, no, school's not in the cards. Is that a bad thing to say, in the cards? Isn't that like a Santeria thing? I don't know. But I don't think that's going to be in the works. I got to keep praying about that. So we'll see. But in terms of business stuff and on the journey, man, I am just so, let me just be for real with you for a second. I can't wait. Not that I can't wait. There's a season for everything, and I know that this is working on me, and I know that I don't want to say I can't wait for the season to be over, because I say that now, but looking back on it, I'm going to be like, wow, what a great season. Blah, blah. So I understand that there's value in it. But I am just eagerly looking forward to the day where I don't have to do this shit no more. Like, I don't need to be thinking about a damn job. All I got to be working on is the stuff that I built. Granted that Christ worked on, and I'm not taking full credit and stuff, but when I'm just thinking about, like, me, like, I'm just thinking about, like, my business. I'm just thinking about, like, when I think about work, all I gotta think about is, oh yeah, I just gotta go to the coffee shop and get some work done. And boom, 10 grand that day. Something like that. It doesn't need to be 10 grand that day. But I am one step closer though. Yesterday I made $700 off of a phone call. Praise God. You know what I mean? I think on next Friday I'm gonna make another $700. You know, and not from my day job, but from my business. And it's like, praise God for that, you know? Like, I made money independently. I remember when I was like, okay, like, I want to make this work. I want to be an entrepreneur. I want to do this. And I I just remember thinking to myself, like, I can't wait to make that first dollar. The second I make that first dollar just on my own, like, I know I'm on the right track. And I remember I made my first dollar, and it was phenomenal. And now I'm making more dollars. And just praise God for that. I'm just so grateful. But I say all that just to say, I can't wait for when I don't need to think about working for somebody else. If I am working for someone else, it's because I feel like it. It's because, oh yeah, there's a cool program I'd like to do. Like, but I just can't wait to be working on my own business and growing my like baby, you know what I mean? Like my business is my baby, and I just can't wait to do that. I'm so excited, and I know it's going to come. I don't know when it's going to come, but it's going to take some time, and that's okay. And right now I'm in the it's going to take some time portion. Like when you interview, or have you ever seen those interviews with like anyone successful, and they're like, man, I was like living out of my car, and I was doing this, and it was so hard, and it was like that for 4 years, I thought I was at the end of my ropes until, and then the origin story, or the crazy awesome thing happens. But I think we forget to realize that part when they're like, man, like it was really hard and I was living in my car, like that, they're telling you that story now, like years after that's already happened. So when they tell you the story, it's a quick, oh yeah, I went through this season and it was really hard, right? And you hear it and you're like, man, that's crazy. Okay, now the good part. But when you're actually going through that, you don't know when it's going to end. Like, you don't know when, like, for you as the individual, you don't know when it's going to be over. And the reality of the situation is you don't know if there will be an end, right? An end to, I guess, that suffering, because everything has an end, right? But, like, for example, I think it was John Cena. He said he, like, moved to Hollywood or something, or moved to Los Angeles and, like, was living in his car for a bit. And he was, like, trying to get jobs or whatever. It's like, he didn't know that he'd be who he is now. You know what I mean? Like, he didn't, like, know that. I'm sure he probably felt it, and that's why he pursued it. But, like, he didn't know. He didn't know the date that, oh, I have made it. You know what I mean? Or the date in which, oh, man, this is now, okay, I am now on track. You know what I mean? So, for me, like, my life could change tomorrow, right? Like, tomorrow, my ad can blow up and I can make 10 grand or whatever, you know what I mean? Like, who knows? But it's when you're going through the actual hard season, it sucks because you don't know when it's going to end. But once you're out of that hard season, to tell the story is phenomenal because you already lived through it, you already did it, you know what I mean? And it's great. So for me personally, right now I'm going through the season of I'm building, and it was really hard, and I was about to get married, and now we're married, and my business is doing great, and I am pursuing all the things that I said I would pursue by God's grace. But those seasons when I was 21 years old, when I was from 18 to 21 were some of the hardest seasons, and whatever. Like, I will say that one day. But right now I'm living through it. So I just got to get through it productively. I have to grow through it. But I just can't wait, especially with the whole thing with Equinox. It's just been such a pain, and it's in reality, it hasn't been horrible. It's just like slightly agitating, And the stuff at the school, I'm just, But in the last 2 nights, I haven't had a panic attack, but the whole breathing thing has been coming back slowly. And I'm not about to do that shit again. So it's definitely been more controlled, way more controlled. But yeah, that's weird. So, anyways, in terms of what we finna go get done today, read the Bible, of course. We're gonna work out 10 minutes memorizing a verse. Oh, what verse you're asking me? Okay, I'll tell you really quick. It's Matthew chapter 11, verses 28 through 30. Come to me, all who labor and are heavy laden, and I will give you rest. For I am gentle and lowly in heart. For I am gentle and lowly in heart. And for I am gentle and lowly in heart, and your soul will find rest in me. I'm butchering that verse, but anyways, yeah, that's the verse I'm trying to memorize. Very important to memorize Bible verses. Then I'm gonna work on some DMs. And I gotta track. Damn it, dude! I have not tracked. That pisses me off. I said I would track. Work on my DMs, post on my stories. I gotta film today. I need to film today. I haven't posted in like a few weeks. Film some videos. Work on my slides for the school community, which I'm almost done. Actually, I think I might be done. Actually, no, I think I'm on my last like half a slide, and then I just gotta film that, which I'm probably gonna have to film on my iPad. And then I want to work on my script for setting calls and stuff like that, which I know I said I was going to do that a few weeks ago. I know I'm an asshole. I hate myself. That's not true. I said that for the meme. That's not real. I didn't mean that. But yeah, that's what I got to get done today. And I feel fine. I don't feel bad. I don't feel nothing. It's just crazy. We finna get corny. But it's so funny, like, as a young man, like, you see yourself transitioning into being a man, right? And what that really means. Oh my gosh. I'm wasting time. I need to read my Bible. I need to get this thought out. You really see what for a young man, I don't know what it's like to be a woman, because I've never been a woman. I don't think I will. I don't think I'll ever be a woman. But it's so interesting seeing you transition into being a man, you know. It's like you do feel the weight. You know what I mean? Like I am starting to kind of like understand, and you feel like this like weighted vest that's put on your shoulders. And I see why people get crushed. You know what I mean? Like I get why people get crushed, and I understand why there's weak men. I get it. Like, I get it. To bear responsibility is heavy. And when you're becoming a man, you still kind of hold on to unproductive, childish habits, right? Who spilled milk on the floor? Depending on the type of kid you were, you know, you'd be like, well, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know who it was. Knowing damn well it was you, right? And that's fine when you were a kid. But now you're an adult. You know what I mean? You can't do that. You can't say, well, I don't know. You know what I mean? Like today, I put on some underwear, and my dad was like, I was pissed because I was like, bro, like, why does, even that comment is so stupid. I put on these underwear, and I'm like, bro, like, jokingly mad. I was just like, bro, like, why is Jet's underwear always in my, like, room? Because I put them on because they were tight as hell. Because I got massive legs. And then he goes, those aren't Jet's underwear. Those are the ones that I bought. And then I said, no, they're not, because they're super small, and I've seen Jet wear these underwear before. And he goes, yes, I know, but those are the ones that I bought because whatever. And we go back and forth, and I'm like, bro, no, they're not. And he says, look at the size of those underwear and look at the size of the ones that I bought. And the second I look, it says large. And if it says large, that means that he was right and I was incorrect. And I saw large, and it's so embarrassing to admit, but it said large. And I purposely looked over it and I said, well, where is it? I don't see it. And then I looked over and I said, oh yeah, it says large. But that even me pretending to not see it was something that I used to do when I was like a little kid. When I knew I was wrong, I just needed that extra couple of seconds to be like, to kind of prep myself to feel that I'm wrong. You know what I mean? Or to prep myself to know that I'm going to be like, damn, I was wrong. You know what I mean? It hurts your pride and stuff like that. But that's like something I used to do as like a little kid. And that's so like ugly to like maintain as an adult. You know what I mean? Or avoiding conflict on purpose for the sake of like, I just don't want to deal with it right now. Like that's ugly too. Like, granted, now if you need to push something off because it would be better for the problem if you pushed it off for a second, then that's different, right? Like if it's late at night and you have a problem and you're like, hey, I can't give this thing my 100%, let me just save it for tomorrow. That's different because you want to handle the problem better. But if you're saying, I just don't want to deal with this and I'm like afraid of this topic and let me just close my eyes and pray that it goes away, and that's different. But yeah, we maintain a lot of these things from adolescence. And I think manhood or growing into a man, part of that is learning to have enough self-reflection to say, having enough self-reflection to look at the unfruitful, immature, non-productive things that you learned in childhood and then say, okay, I need to start shedding this off and then start becoming that man. You know what I mean? You need to recognize what's unproductive and recognize that this doesn't work. That was something you did as a kid, but now you're an adult. Now you gotta stop that. You know what I mean? And learn what's productive. So then the things that you did do as a kid and adolescence that are good and productive, you can maintain those things and take them into your adulthood, right? Because that's the whole message of chamaka, right? Like you gotta maintaining that childlikeness. Even Christ said, I wish I could memorize that. I gotta memorize that verse. But he basically says like, you know, be like a child, have childlike faith, things like that. Like there's certain desirable qualities that we all have in adolescence, right? So being an adult is winnowing between the productive, good stuff that we can maintain in adulthood that gives more fruit to our life, and then throwing away the stuff that prevents us from being like functioning, godly men and women. So now I'm at the stage where it's like I am bearing a lot of responsibility coming up, right? And there's more things that I'm looked at saying, hey, do you have this? You know what I mean? And I personally, I'm excited by that. Like I love it. Like I want to be the man. You know what I mean? Like I want to be that guy. I want to be that guy when people are like, man, I don't know, Kai's got it. Oh no, like leave it to Kai. Kai's got it. I trust Kai. Like I want to be that rock, right? But that requires a lot of like pain. You know what I mean? That requires a lot of humility. It requires a lot. You know what I mean? Granted, and I'm not going to shy away from it. But since I am going through it, I do feel the growing pains. You know what I mean? I do feel the weight. I do feel the heaviness of it. And I wouldn't, and I'd be lying if I said I don't get tired. And this is just the beginning. Like, I haven't even, like, started. This is just the beginning. But, praise God, the Lord's not going to allow me to crumble. Like, I'm not going to die, right? I mean, I am going to die, but you know what I mean? Like, He's not going to allow me to just lose. The Lord's got me. Now I will get my ass beat and handed to me plenty of times. But all with the end result of becoming stronger. And that's what I care about. So, this might be the longest video I've done. But I needed to get that off my chest. I needed to talk about that. Because it's important. So with that being said, let's see what Equinox says. Let's film some videos. Let's check all these off, and we'll talk sooner than later.